whose car has been burnt. Just see who are the persons who are wielding the lathis in that video. Those persons are identifiable. They are clearly persons who are associated with Mr. Bidhuri. You have been seeing the spectacle of this lumpen gangs of affiliated organizations of the BJP like the Hindu Rashtra Sena, etc. They came to my chamber and beat me up also. These are the kind of people who are being patronized by the BJP.
Sudhanshu, you must respond to that. That the BJP has over the years patronized these Senas who believe they can get away with violence. That is the worry. We've seen it also in the case of a film theatre being attacked, now the car being burned, now workers being attacked. Is this the way, as I come back to it, a political party, responsible political party should be encouraging Senas? Naturally then people believe they have the muscle power, Sudhanshu Mittal, to get away with it.
Rajdeep,
yes,
the first indoctrination would be of the BJP itself if we believed in the violence of culture of violence. You do not find BJP and its workers indulging in violence. So since you could not accuse us, then what is the next? Okay, no, you are not doing it, but it is your affiliates. Hindu Vaini Sena, something Mr. Prashant Bhushan just talked about. I don't even know which entity.
Is Mr. Bidhuri not your MP?
Hold on, Mr. Sudhanshu Mittal. There are members, the people who have attacked Prashant Bhushan when he was in his office have been spotted with your Prime Minister at the BJP headquarters also. Mr. Tejinder Bagga, who attacked Prashant Bhushan, has been spotted with Narendra Modi at the Prime Minister's, with the Prime Minister. Why are you endorsing such elements?
Rajdeep, somebody spotted with somebody in a public life is the easiest thing to do. When there is a rally, anybody walks up to anybody, nobody can identify. But I'm not, let me just point out.
No, Mr. Mittal, your party functionaries are openly patronizing
Sir, allow me to finish. Sir, I expect you to be decent in your conversation. Allow me to finish and then you put your point of view. I don't interrupt you. So don't interrupt me. Sir, Rajdeep, the face of Mr. Kejriwal is blackened by his own people. You have eggs being thrown on Mr. Kejriwal by his own people. You have his MLAs getting beaten up by his own people. You have stages being vandalized in Jantar Mantar where they claimed by his own people. And then you want to blame BJP for that. Is this fair?
But this incident, forget the past. Mr. Kejriwal has much to answer for, but this incident, the people's faces are linked to Mr. Bidhuri, your MP. Are you today going to accept that those workers need to be dismissed from your party?
Rajdeep, unless you are seeing the entire thing in its totality, you cannot. Because if you remember, when the Aam Aadmi Party had attacked BJP head office, here Mr. Prashant is talking about him getting beaten. They were so emboldened that after the arrest in Gujarat, where election commission was holding fort, they come and attack the BJP office headquarters in Delhi in the full glare of the media. And then they accused us. After that also, what you heard them say, no, it was the BJP which did it.
Can I bring in Prashant before I widen this debate again? Can I bring in Prashant to Prashant Bhushan? Remember the occasion when Aam Aadmi Party workers went to the BJP office, climbed the gates of the party office. It appears that the Aam Aadmi Party also thrives on this politics of confrontation, just like the CPIM and the Trinamool seem to thrive on this politics of constant violent confrontation.
Violence, not confrontation.
Yeah, violent confrontation. Just a minute, Sudhanshu. Let Prashant answer that and then I'll come to Sanjay Jha.
You see, that was a demonstration outside the BJP office. Now, whether that demonstration should have been done outside the BJP office or not is certainly a debatable question.
Do you accept that was also wrong?
There can be two opinions on that. That could have been wrong to have the demonstration when Section 144 was in force, etc. But you see, there was no violence initiated from the side of our people at that demonstration. If you see the videos of that, clearly there were stones being thrown or bricks being hurled from inside the BJP office on our people.
Right.
After which, when all this lathi charge and so on began, some of our people probably climbed onto the to that police van, etc. And possibly one or two of our people may have thrown back some of the bricks. But if you see that video of that incident, you can very clearly see that the violence came from the BJP office.
Can I for a moment
throwing of bricks, etc.
Can I for a moment turn to you, Sanjay Jha, because it's interesting. Your party at the moment is not immediately caught in any of these two instances, but many believe that this culture of violence has begun from the 1970s when the Congress was in power, and therefore is now spreading. What the Congress started 30 years ago, other parties have taken to a new level. Do you concede today that all political parties today have encouraged lumpen elements, and many of those lumpen elements are now taking over politics, be it in the Trinamool, CPIM, BJP, AAP, and even the Congress?
Rajdeep, I will agree with you to the extent that there have always been intermittent or sporadic political violence over a considerable period. But what you're witnessing today, and this is something that we cannot ignore, is a very dangerous escalation ever since you have had a BJP government at the center. And I think this is not just a political statement. Now you think about it, all these hate speeches, what are they meant for? They are meant to create a fear psychosis or some kind of a physical intimidation as a threat. Now the incident in Bengal and the incident in New Delhi, now both these incidents are separate, but the common factor is the Bharatiya Janata Party or the RSS, which is inherently a violent party.
There is no evidence of the RSS as yet in Bengal.
History.
Let me be clear, no evidence of RSS in Bengal, but what is clear is the culture of political violence, that individuals believe they have the right to slap someone, they have the right to throw a shoe, they have the right to burn a car. That is the common factor.
I'll give you some examples. Yeah, absolutely. And Rajdeep, let's take a couple of examples that have happened in the last few months. You will remember that on your channel we talked about this Prahalad Gunjal from BJP's Rajasthan MLA. You saw the kind of language he used. He was caught on tape. You have Kirit Somaya in my city of Mumbai who slapped a police officer. You have a Hina Bhatt, a BJP MLA candidate from Jammu Kashmir who attacked a poll officer. The hate speeches, let's not even talk about them. There are a laundry list of them. And a senior cabinet minister like Nitin Gadkari, who before the BJP won the elections, threatened the income tax officers in Nagpur who were investigating him in the Purti case, that should he come to power, he will fix them. So there is this whole culture of violence, intimidation, threats, and I think you're seeing a manifestation of that today.
Mahua Mitro, that's the answer. And I want each of the political representatives on the program to take off from that. The culture of political violence is being endorsed. When Mamata Banerjee says these are gundas, we are going to teach them a lesson. Let's be clear. Several of your Trinamool leaders at the local level have been talking the language of violence.
Yes, some of them have, and believe me, we have taken them to task and reprimanded them.
How they continue as MPs and MLAs? How have you taken them to task? What have you done?
Hold on. You have to understand. For 34 years, only might ruled Bengal. In rural Bengal, it was impossible to be a political worker if you could not fight force with force. You would be dead. You would have to pick up a stick to fight the CPM. You couldn't do it with a garland of flowers. That was a political reality on the ground even 5 years ago when I entered politics.
And there's a new reality.
People like
the new reality is that I come back to the new reality is that Trinamool is doing.
Now the new reality. Please hear me out. Please hear me out. New political workers are not born. 9 crore people have not taken birth in Bengal to become TMC people, right? Political workers defect from one party to the other. Political cultures come from one party to the other. So a lot of people have come over from other parties to us, and a lot
so
of
you're
that culture has moved on.
accepting thereby that the culture. You're accepting the culture has spread. You've accepted these leaders from other parties, and that culture is spreading.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Of course it is. There is nothing.
That is the question precisely.
There is no. How have we?
That is precisely the question in a way that the left also has to answer, Mr. Halim. That's precisely the question.
Our understanding is very clear, Rajdeep, that there is one thing common both in the BJP and the Trinamool Congress.
Yes.
And I would like to reiterate that the last Panchayat elections in West Bengal, the Trinamool Congress has fought it without an election manifesto. The same thing, if you see, Narendra Modi declared his election manifesto after a large portion of India had already cast their votes. So you see, the policy matters, once they go into the background, the only thing that remains now is the language of actually dominating the area. And if you want to physically dominate an area, definitely at some point of time, your verbal language is going to reflect that. And these types of behaviors are definitely going to come out of the bag.
I want to know what happens to workers who resort to this. I want to know what happens to Mahua Mitro. What happens to workers and leaders who resort to this violence? Do they get punished? That's the question.
Yes, of course they do. They're reprimanded,
well, the Trinamool Congress has not punished Tapas Pal, who made the famous comment that, I will send my boys in to rape the CPM women.
Who said we haven't? There is an inquiry.
He's still a member of Parliament.
What is interesting, that the Speaker of the Lok Sabha has also not taken up the matter. It's a violation of the fundamental duties, but it's not been taken up by the
one by one, Mr. Ali.
Of the Lok Sabha.
Listen, can we finish?
Yeah. Go ahead, Mahua Mitro. What have you done to a Tapas Pal?
Either one person speaks or the other person speaks.
Why has Tapas Pal got away with it?
He has put out a Tapas Pal, what is getting away with it? He has put out a public apology. There is a inquiry going on in the party against him, and there is also police and legal FIR being filed against him.
Can I?
The legal process
that is in the direction of the court. That was not done by the state administration or the police administration.
Okay, hold on.
To direct the police to file the case.
Hold on. I want to take that straight to Sudhanshu Mittal. I want to know, Sudhanshu Mittal, now that the video of these workers has come out, what happens if it is proven that they are BJP workers allied to Mr. Biduri? Will they be removed from the BJP, or will they be tomorrow in some way actually seen as brave, muscular senas of the BJP? Will you all act against these workers, or will you say, no, AAP started the battle, so we will not take any action?
Rajdeep, you have just seen the video which has been released by them.
Yes.
Which is a doctored cut and paste story. See, if you have to really be judgmental about it, you'll have to see the entire video and you'll have to see the shoot of the channel on which this entire thing happened. Because they were the perpetrators of violence. They were the ones who started. They were the ones who did it. Look, you cannot say, if I retaliated in self-defense, then I'm guilty, because that's what they made us. They wanted us to.
So you're saying it's self-defense?
When they attacked
you burnt a car in self-defense.
Last one.
You burnt a car in self-defense.
Yeah. After the violence starts, after the violence starts, the people who get the upper hand go to a crazy extent. Now, people certainly who have burnt the cars, we will certainly like to disassociate ourselves with this, and we like to take action against that matter. So that's not a debatable point.
Yes.
But in retaliation to a violence against me, if somebody acts, if I hold him guilty, I will be doing a disservice.
Prashant?
But the moot point is different.
Yes.
The moot point is, what is the culture which any organization is trying to perpetrate? I just heard the communists talking about, wo kehte raha 100 चूहे खाके बिल्ली चली हज को. I mean, ulta chor kotwal ko डांट रहा है.
No, BJP sir, the BJP and the CPIM both, the BJP and CPIM both have questions to answer about that, about ulta chor kotwal ko डांटे. But no, 1 minute. Sanjay Jha, you had your finger raised. Let me come to you and then end with Prashant Bhushan. Yes, Sanjay Jha.
Yeah, you know, Rajdeep, I think a lot has to do with the culture or the political party, the leadership that it has. I think if you look at the Bharatiya Janata Party, Mr. Mittal is free to crack his little witticisms. Yes. But the truth is, Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad has killed a professor, a very, very well-respected professor, Mr. Sabharwal in Indore. And it's not the one sporadic incident.
Not proven. Not proven. They've been accused of it. Not proven.
No, let me tell you, there have been many such attacks across the length and breadth of the party. So I think, somewhere down the line, the hate speeches of a Sadhvi, a Giriraj Singh, the Yogi Adityanath, they are meant to create a divisive society, meant to make the minorities feel weaker. It is part of a larger grand strategy, and you're seeing the political repercussions, because now all political parties will get competitive, and this is what is going to happen. It's an unfortunate, I would say, corollary of the hate politics of the current ruling party in Delhi.
Can I therefore end with you, Prashant Bhushan, asking you, as there are about a month or so to go for the Delhi elections, will this culture of violence now be taking revenge on the ground? Will it be about retaliation? Are political parties aware that they should be setting an example? And what would it take to end this culture of constant violent confrontation, Prashant Bhushan?
Rajdeep, it's very unfortunate that spokespersons of political parties are justifying their own violence by their political workers by saying that the other side started it. It does not justify an act of violence. In those videos, if you see who are the persons who are wielding the lathis, it becomes clear as to who were the persons who were really engaged in this brutal acts of violence in that case. What we are witnessing in the country today is a very, very dangerous trend which threatens the very roots of our democracy if this is not checked. Unfortunately today, the ruling party in this country is patronizing really several gangs of thugs. Several gangs of thugs who have been patronized by the ruling party, that is the BJP. That is not to say that other parties are also not doing things which are similar.
Since you made such a serious charge that the ruling party is patronizing thugs, it's only fair that I give Sudhanshu Mittal a right to respond for 30 seconds. Sudhanshu Mittal, just 30 seconds. You are being accused today of being a ruling party that patronizes thugs.
Rajdeep,
yes,
the conduct of Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress is both known to everybody. You had an Indian Youth Congress president who was sentenced to death, and his sentence was subsequently converted into life imprisonment for the acts,
30 seconds,
the noble acts.
30 seconds, answer my question and the charge which is being made.
And as far as
BJP is patronizing thugs.
Mr. Bhushan's party is concerned, they have been the ones who have perpetrated the culture of violence. Their own party men have been beating their own party leaders. And they want us to be accused of patronizing thugs. Amazing. What thuggery has BJP done?
We will leave it
to fight you in the
we will leave it
battle
there.
By our ideology. Our ideology has to be fought by an ideology and not by the kind of antics you have been doing.
Okay, let's leave it there. Let's leave it there. Let's leave it there, Sudhanshu. Sudhanshu, let's leave it there. I appreciate all my guests joining us. Clearly, what we are seeing today is a very sad reflection of the nature of our political culture. Mahua Mitro, Fawad Ali, Sanjay Jha, Sudhanshu Mittal and Prashant Bhushan, appreciate your joining us on our big talking point here on the News Today at 9. Where do I stand? My take.